Activision, Activision, Activision. Please tell me this is not true.
Hey, Fooly!
Yo, what's going on, Joe Seacott from Activision? I have a question for you, a very simple question.
Well, alright then.
My question for you is, are you dumb or are you stupid?
Both?
Yo, what's going on, guys? It's the boy Fooly, and I'm bringing you guys another video right here on Black Ops Cold War. And today we're going to be talking about World War II Vanguard, or COD Vanguard, and some inexplicably horrible news that I just learned about this game. But before we get into anything, make sure to leave a like on this video if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, and let's get right into it. Today's not a good day, guys, alright? Now, I know this news came out probably like 2 days ago at the point that you guys are watching this video, but for me, I barely found out about this today. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, there's been a leak by Tom Henderson, who is a very credible source when it comes to leaks, and he came out not too long ago and said that COD Vanguard is going to launch with 8 maps. And yes, you heard that correctly. 8 maps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One more than 7, one less than 9. I understand there's an argument here where like people are saying, oh, well, that's only 8 6v6 maps. But when you talk about fire team maps or ground war maps, and then when you talk about gunfight maps, there's way more than 8, dude. You're just over exaggerating. 8 is not that bad of a number. I want to make something super clear, alright? A lot of people really disliked Cold War's launch, and one of, if not the biggest issue with Cold War's launch didn't have that much content, and of the content that we did have, it wasn't very good. Now, yes, that's very opinion-based. Not everybody agrees with that, but a lot of people had that complaint. And honestly, guys, it sounds like the exact same thing happening here for COD Vanguard. Now, personally, I've always been a preacher of this, but I personally feel like one of the most important parts of a video game is its launch, and the last 2 Call of Duties have had some dog launches. It's just the truth. You know, Call of Skill-Based Matchmaking Modern Warfare 2019, that game launched without a fucking mini-map. Then Cold War comes out, and a lot of people think this game had not enough content at launch. And like I said, it's pretty much going to be the exact same way for COD Vanguard. Now, if those 8 maps somehow become bangers, and if those 8 maps all turn out to be classics, all 8 of them, they go 8 for 8, then I swear my right hand to the COD gods, I will make a personal promise to you guys that I will make a live video of me eating pickles with mustard on it, and I will devour the entire thing. I cannot think of anything nastier than that. If those maps each become classics, I will do that on camera live for you guys. And you know why I'm betting so much on this? Because they're not going to do that. It's not going to happen, alright? Now, I've said this before, but these last few CODs have not offered a single classic S-tier original map. And do I think Sledgehammer is going to do that in a World War II game? Absolutely not. And honestly, I would bet my social security, my next paycheck, my soul, and my left nut that out of those 8 maps that we get at launch, I bet you half of them are going to be ass trash. Now, before I go on any further, I do want to make a disclaimer for all the Joe Seacott goo cheaters, because I know you guys roam around my videos sometimes. Listen, I'm about to say some things about COD that you might not want to hear. If this franchise is quite literally your bloodline, then you might not like what I'm about to say. I don't really have that much of a filter, and I roast the dog shit out of things I don't like, and one thing that I really don't like is Vanguard having 8 goddamn maps at launch. But anyways, there is an argument that people have where they say, oh, but 8 maps isn't that bad, especially when you consider that the DLC is free and we get free DLC every couple of months. Now, let me tell you why that argument is a bunch of horse ass. Now, we've seen this since the first season of Modern Cockhairs. Each and every single season has given us about 3 to 4 maps a season. Every 2 months, we get 3 to 4 maps. Yes, they're free, but one of them is going to be a Fire Team Dirty Bomb map or a Ground War map. One of them is going to be an original 6v6 map, which is good. Then we're going to have another 6v6 map, which is either going to be a remake or a smaller version of a 12v12 map, which is not original. Then we get one 3v3 map, and those count as 4 new maps for us a season for free, which is supposed to be good, and that is not good. That is an awful ratio to have. And it's a horrible ratio because, one, if you are just a 6v6 player, you are getting cucked, alright? If you are just a gunfight player, you are getting cucked. If you are just a ground war / fireteam dirty bomb player, you are getting cucked. If you're one of very, very, very few people who actually take the time to equally play all of those modes, then yes, maybe this is not so bad for you. But for a lot of people, this whole dripping out little bits of content to each of these players, it's not a good system. I mean, take a look at this cow drinking cow udder milk. Like, what, does Activision think we're just a bunch of baby cows drinking milk from an udder? And you know what else, guys? What a worse year to have a bad launch, alright? You already have 2 years worth of feedback from people saying the launches of these last CODs have been utter ass cheeks. You saw how people freaked out about Cold War having 7 maps at launch, and I guess you are quite literally one-upping last year by adding 1 more map at launch. But I cannot think of a worse year to have a bad launch than this year. Battlefield 2042 is coming in very hot, and so is Halo, and you're really gonna release 8 maps at launch of your AAA titled game? No, no, no. And like I said before, I know there's gonna be some Joe COD Gooch eaters in here, and I just want to ask you people specifically a very specific question. You people adore Joe COD, you put Activision's ass all over your lips. Yes, we've heard it a million times. Modern Warfare 2019 is the best COD ever. Yes, we've heard it all. Listen, to you people specifically, don't you guys want to be the fans that say, yeah, Call of Duty is way better than Battlefield? Then how would you ever let Battlefield get the one up on you when you are releasing 8 small 6v6 maps at the launch of your game? And listen, I know I'm the one who always says I don't want this to be a rant video, I'd rather have this be a discussion video, but what discussion is there to be had here? How is 8 maps at launch acceptable? Yes, the DLC maps are free, but what does that matter when we're getting 1 or maybe 2 maps in a certain playlist every 2 months? Because that ratio is ass. That ratio is horrible. And it's not even like they only have 8 maps to offer us at launch. That's literally not the case. We know for a fact that they have more than 8 maps ready for us at launch, and they're just choosing to drip feed us later in the seasons. I have one question for you guys, whether you're on the side that says, oh, but it's free, or if you're on the side that says, oh, but 2 maps every 2 months is actually really good. If you're on either of those sides, I have a question for you. How does it make any sense that we're getting a couple of maps every season, every 2 months, when every season has like 39 bundles that comes out in the store, where I'd say a good portion of them cost more than the old map packs? Now, I've said this before, I think the Rambo and John McClane bundles were actually really cool. But think about this, the cost of those 2 bundles, if you got both of them, which a lot of people did, come out to the price of 2 whole map packs from previous years of Call of Duty. That's 8 maps. Now, I have another question. Down in the comments, let me know what your answer is. If you had $40 to spend in COD, and it could go either towards John McClane and Rambo, or getting 8 new maps, maybe a remake or 2, which one would you do? And before I get a bunch of you Dexter's Laboratory fucking Captain Obvious people out here talking about, oh, but if I get John McClane and Rambo, it goes into Warzone too. I'm not talking about Warzone. I'm strictly talking about multiplayer. Yes, Warzone is going to be integrated, it's going to be great, whatever. I am strictly talking about multiplayer. For multiplayer, which one would you rather do? And yes, I know it sounds like I'm talking a whole lot of crap about COD Vanguard before it's even out. Listen, this is subject to change, and I hope to God that this does change. I hope they come out with like 10 maps. That would be lovely for a change. And if they only put out 8 maps, yes, those 8 maps could all be classics in theory. Do I expect that? Hell no. But I guess it's possible. And again, for some damage control, because I know the Joe COD Gooch cheaters are out to get me. I heard about zombies being included at launch. I heard about Warzone integration. I heard about the headquarters. Yes, that all sounds great. But this COD is not going to be memorable without memorable maps. And if you aren't putting out your A game at launch, then what's the point? Because people will stop playing your game a couple of weeks in if your launch is ass. And have the last few launches been utter ass cheeks? Yes, absolutely, yes they have. But yeah, that's gonna do it for me today, guys. I know today's video was a nasty, filthy rant, but it just had to be done. And again, I hope this changes. I hope it doesn't actually come out to be 8 maps, but if it is 8 maps, I'm thoroughly disappointed. But I'm curious to know what you guys think about all of this. What are your thoughts if we only get 8 maps? Do you actually think those 8 maps are all gonna be bangers, or at least the majority of them? Personally, I don't, but I'm curious to know what you guys think about it. And before I go, as always, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you're new. And yeah, guys, it's been the boy Fooly. Have yourselves a good one. I'm out of here. Toodaloo.
This ain't in my body.